Hello students, welcome to Career Forum YouTube channel. Students, today I'm going to discuss one of the most important topics of English section, that is parajumble. Parajumbles is usually the part of sentence rearrangement. Students, parajumble questions are usually asked in various exams like CAT. This can be asked in CAT exams. This is also asked in CLAT, in bank exams, in SSC, and in various other competitive exams. So this plays a crucial role and it needs an important or significant approach to solve these questions. Okay. Well, students, in parajumble questions, we usually face problem between two choices, usually. And the sad part is that most of the time we select the wrong option. So here in this session, I'm going to tell you about the secret method. To be very honest, English does not have any short trick. It has an approach to solve it correctly and accurately. Let us see what a student has to do to solve PJ questions. Okay. So here is the secret method to solve parajumble questions. So usually we have these 5 points to keep in consideration. The first point is read to detect theme. So the first is to detect theme. Well, student, read carefully the paragraph to identify the theme of the paragraph. Remember that every para has some idea. Every paragraph has some idea. And we need to find that. Okay? Every para has some idea which it reflects. And thus it is important to detect the main idea. So important is to read the paragraph very carefully, very thoroughly, to detect the main idea of that particular paragraph. Okay. Then we need to look for opening and closing sentences. Opening sentence means the sentence which actually introduces you the new idea. The sentence which reflect you or which introduces you the new idea is opening sentence. Well, this can be any new idea, a character, or anything independent of other sentences. Any sentence which is independent of other sentences is generally the first sentence. Okay. Then try to identify the closing sentences. Try to look for the sentences which can conclude the whole paragraph. That means we need to look for some kind of conclusions. Okay. So try to look for the sentence which give you the climax of the whole paragraph or which can give you the conclusion. Okay. Next step is to identify mandatory pairs or obvious pairs. Mandatory pairs and obvious pairs. This is one of the significant method to solve PG questions very accurately. So what we need to do is try to look for those two sentences which are connected in any way. Okay. This we will discuss with an example to have a clear idea. Usually the mandatory pairs should be, what should be the mandatory pairs? Let me explain you. Mandatory pairs should be like, if there is a noun, it must be followed by a pronoun. Okay. Suppose if there is a name of a person there, then it should be followed by a pronoun. Suppose there is a Mr. Sharma. Okay. Or Mr. Karuna Sharma, Mrs. Karuna Sharma, or is something like this. Okay. So the pronoun should be either he or she. Clear? Whatever be the pronoun, that must need a noun. So this is the mandatory option. Apart from this, we also need to look for clue words or the transition words. So what are transition words? Let us first see. So the words like besides, as well as further, furthermore, instead, on the other hand, or rather, or to sum up, also, or this, etc. There are a number of words. Okay. So these are the transition word that consequently give you some kind of clue to look for the sentences which give you the meaning particularly to the relevant sentences given in the paragraph. Okay. Next is look for chronological order. This is again an important point. Basically, chronology means what? This is time reference. Okay. This is time reference. So what we need to do is, generally when we have sentences based on chronology, means according to time references, we should always focus on sentences which shows you past, then present, and then finally future. That simply means first we need to look for something which give you the past of that particular idea, then the present, and then the future. Because always chronologically we need to identify sentences in this order. Okay, first past, the background or the history of something, then present or the contemporary part, and then the future part. Clear? So this is basically how parajumbles need to be solved. I know this is going to be a little bit difficult, but let us first see how this approach has to be used in solving parajumble question. So here the direction, and here I'm giving the question. So let us understand this approach using this question. So the direction, usually the PJ questions comes in different forms. Some PJ questions are of 4 sentences. Some PJ questions are of 5 sentences, 6 sentences also. Whereas in some of the cases, you can also see 7 sentences. We will discuss one by one in our next sessions. Okay, so here I'm giving you the clue about the 4 sentence type question. Let us see how we need to solve this paragraph. Let us first see the direction. In this question given below, a paragraph, this is a paragraph, okay, has been broken into 4 sentences labeled as A, B, C, and D. You have to arrange the sentences in a coherent manner to create a meaningful paragraph. Okay, these sentences are randomly arranged. We need to arrange these sentences in a coherent manner to create a meaningful paragraph. Okay, so let's solve this question. So the very first thing, the first sentence says, however, any student who attends core psychology lectures and tutorials and does the assigned reading should have no difficulty with statistics. Okay, here we have this word, however. This simply means there is a contradiction. So this definitely can't be the first sentence. This can't be the first sentence, okay? Because we have to look for opening sentence that can have clear idea of the whole paragraph. Okay, here we have an idea, statistic. This sentence does not talk about statistic broadly, but we need to now look for a sentence that has this particular introduction. Okay, fine. Let's move to the second sentence. This news. So important is to think which news the sentence is talking about. We don't have any idea. So this can't be the first sentence. So this can't be the first sentence. Okay. Next is the most important thing is to avoid developing a fear of the subject in advance. Okay. This seems to be first, but not necessarily, because this does not has mentioned anything about the statistic. So now look at the D sentence. Statistics are widely used in psychology, and courses in statistics are a part of every psychology degree. So among these 4 sentences, the only sentence which give you the idea about the theme is in the 4th one. So the first sentence should be D. Clear? Next, let us look at the idea what they have mentioned in the D sentence. Statistics are widely used in psychology, and courses in statistics are a part of every psychology degree. Okay. So the news of using statistic in psychology is creating anxiety among new students. Okay. So which news we are talking about here? About D. Okay. So obviously after D, the sentence should be B. So the next is B. Am I clear? Okay, fine. Now let's move to the next part. B, after B. B says this may cause anxiety. So contradictory to this, we have a sentence here in A. The A says, however, contradiction is any student who attends core psychology lectures. So this is completely contradictory to B. Lectures and tutorials and does the assigned reading should have no difficulty. Here we are talking about difficulties and here we are talking about no difficulty. These two are the contrary parts. So obviously after B there has to be A. The next sentence is A, right? Now the C is, which seemed to be the first, now it is the last one. Now we are concluding that the most important thing is to avoid developing a fear for the subject in advance. That means we should not develop a fear. We should not develop fear for the subject in advance. Important is to first understand it, then to work on it, and then finally we will have no problem with the subject. Am I clear? So the last sentence should be C. So the correct sequence is DBAC. Well, student, I have solved here properly, but usually the questions that come in exam is like this. Which of the sentence following will be the second sentence after rearrangement? So if I know that the second sentence, because our pair was what? D, B, A, C. Now I know the sequence. So which of the following will be the second sentence after rearrangement? Second sentence is what? B. So the answer should be B. Which of the following will be the fourth sentence after rearrangement? That simply means the last sentence. We have option C here. Which of the following will be the first sentence after rearrangement? We all know that the answer is D because we have solved it here. Okay. Which of the following will be the third sentence after rearrangement? So third is A. Again, because we know. So it is important to first arrange those sentences and then to solve the questions accordingly. You can't just randomly pick the options. This is completely wrong. You should be very, very, very careful while solving PJ questions because sometimes we face problem while between two options. So important is to go through the idea very carefully and then if you will solve the questions, the answer will be very, very accurate. Okay. And here I'm giving you the correct sequence. The correct sequence is DBAC. Okay. Well, student, this is completely all for today. In the next session, we will discuss the PJ question. In the second part, we will discuss PJ questions with 5 sentences. Okay. If you feel that the session is worthwhile to you, do subscribe our channel, like it, and share it among your friends so that they also get the advantage. Okay. So thank you all.